Welcome back, everybody. It is 7 o'clock on the 5th of April. It would be a Saturday. I hope you're all having a good weekend. We're going to pretty much continue from where we left off with a couple of extra bits and pieces. Hello, Full Dive Media. Welcome. So glad you could join us. I'm feeling a little bit blasted today. Hang on a sec. Let me just... I think it's because I wear a hat to dampen the music. Give me a sec. I've had a haircut. Hello, Kirk. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Let me just... that's much better. Turn it up. There we go. Oh, I could hear myself in my headphones. It was kind of strange. Hello, Full Dive and Kirk. I know I already said hello, but hello again. And hello to all you lovely people that watch later and not live. Hello, Christopher. Laura headaches, don't say that. I had a hangover this morning with I don't even drink. I think I was just up coding too long. The vibes were too strong. Can you do that? A vibe coding hangover? I had a headache, put it that way. I was like, oh man, oh god. It was terrible. But I'm just going to get an early night tonight. So, what are we doing? Well, I'm still setting up the new machine. Let me see if I can't get it up here. Let's see now. So, I wonder if it'll work. Hey! It does kind of work. The Beast. Not bad. It's got 4 gigabytes of VRAM, so we're going to put Olama on it while we're doing the stream, and we'll come back to that later and see what it can run. Basically, that's the plan. Bit of Olama on the 4 gigabyte GPU. See if we can get like a quantized local model running with Olama. That'd be fun. But anyway, that's not what we're doing. So. Welcome, this is Scuff Depot, formerly 5 Below 5. I'm Drift Johnson, and I'll be with you for the next couple of hours as we take a look at recent things that have been done. A continuation of last time, you could say, and some new stuff. So, at the end of the episode yesterday, we were looking at Zenkai IMP Creator v3, which is the dataset creation tool for my new prompt loader, which is actually, this one is IMP. Don't worry about that, we'll look at that one in a minute. So, the idea is that there are a lot of video models coming out which require additional stuff. So you can pre-bake your image, prompt and mask as a group, and then have them in a data set which you can just pull up, okay? And the idea is that we've expanded this, and I've got a new repo up as well, which we're going to take a look at. So we've got a whole bunch of all kinds of cool stuff. Zenkai ControlPrompt is the next one, and as you can see, it is got everything you need: image, mask, depth, pose, canny, prompt, right? So then no matter what it is, so obviously the data sets come in 2 forms: lots of random images which are all pre-baked with different prompts, or a sequence of images where the prompts are always the same, but it's an animation and it comes with everything. Okay, now this is going to be super powerful when you combine it with in-painting and things like that. So this is the outlay. Currently what we're doing is we're setting up a basic setup where we just save everything to a different folder. Where are the prompts getting sent to? Prompts, yeah, that's cool. So the file name will be the same in all cases. Well, that's the idea. Okay. And so then what we can do is we can put video in and it'll make sequence of frames and the mask and the prompt. That's what IMP does. It's just image mask prompt, right? So it's still in development. We're actively working on it live. And that's pretty much what we're going to be getting our hands dirty with. But one thing I can say is I have completed the other side of it. Okay, which is public, control prepare. So we're going to make another one for IMP. And we're going to use the tins procedure to create this node, because you can make any type of software. It doesn't have to be like a full stack app. It could just be a little Python script. So I'll take you through that in just a second. But Zenkai control prepare asks the user to define a path to the data set. And then we've already, with the workflow, all of the images will be the same names and will be in folders. But obviously, if you have a slightly different folder name, you can change it. And then you just run the batch file. And I've tested this, it works. It adds all of the appropriate suffixes, which means we'll be able to test ControlPrompt. And obviously I'm going to make a different version for IMP. So we're going to get that IMP set up in just a second, but I want to show you how it was made, because, you know, that's what we do here. If we go up to, I mean, obviously you can just send the README into tins, but I want to show you conceptually all you need for the script. Dragon Diffusion, welcome, welcome, evening, thank you very much. So this is what was used to build this entire, so this entire repo can be built with this. Okay? Let's see if we can get it all on the screen. We can create a dataset creation system called Zenkai Control Prepare, which will use the user-defined paths in JSON format to define the path to several folders which contain images. Example, path to images, that's what the user sets. And then it's going to use relative pathing for images, prompts, masks, depth, pose, canny. Okay? The system must create a new dataset folder named appended with a timestamp. Obviously, when you've made your thing, you're going to change the name of it, right? Obviously. But this is just so that it automatically keeps everything separate. It will copy the contents of image into dataset. It will copy the contents of prompts into dataset. Actually, we'll have to check the syntax of that, but I think it fixed it for me. That should say images. It should match. Okay, that's my typo. Copy the contents of masks, appending each file name with _m, depth _d, pose _p, canny _c. So basically everything in one folder. This should provide us with a control data set, which is the product of this system. We can do this in Python with the requirements.txt listing the package dependencies. Create an install.bat, which will create the VNV install dependencies listed inside requirements, and finally create a run.bat, which will activate VNV and start main Python script. When the scripts are fully functional and written in this project, we can create the readme.md for the GitHub release, which will explain what this does, how to install it, explain the JSON, and step by step. So even though this isn't a readme, this still works. So put it through tins, and we actually get this system, which is pretty cool. Works nicely. And you can just have it somewhere on your system and alter the config. Do you know what I should have done? I should have made it so you could pass a different config file. Let's see if you did it automatically. Yeah, you can. So you can just pass a different config. Nice. So that means you can duplicate the config, name it what you're doing, and do it again if you want. But yeah. So obviously this is how it looks in Comfy. So remember, here's, wait, IMP creator. So here's a test run. So you have images, masks, prompts. If I go in here, images all have numbers, masks all have numbers, they match, right? Everything matches, it's all the same except for this. This is just one. I need to solve for this because there's no point doing there's no point quen VLing every frame, so we just do one, and my idea is to duplicate it and have it match. So what we'll do for IMP is possibly have it duplicate. So, you know, determine the number of images in images and duplicate this as many times as it needs to be and name them file names to match before it copies. But that would be a special thing for IMP. And like I said, it's an efficiency thing really, because there's no point doing image vision on every single frame if it's basically just going to be the same. I mean, it depends, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you're putting in like just lots of different references and you plan to use it in random mode or something, like it's not an animation sequence, then yeah, you want it to do every single one. So might have to make a bunch of different workflows, figure it out. But in principle, this works 100%. So the plan is to get it to create this. So as you can see, it has image 1, image 1 mask, image 1 depth, image 1 pose, image 1 canny, and so on. So that means that we can have a prompt, an image, and a mask, and all of the stuff. It's already done. It's already done. That's the beauty of this. And then your workflow gets super simple because you've done it all. You did all your pre-processing. Because this is the thing I'm finding, right? We are pre-processing the same frames over and over and over and over again, and it's like half the time. So, yeah, this will give you a nice speed up, and also it means you can just pull out things that you need easily. You know, on demand. You don't need to like, oh, where did I put that? It's in a data set in the node, ready to go. And I think what we'll probably also do is I'll make a couple of demo sets and then I'll include them in a script as part of this. So what happens is there'll be like an additional batch file or a download, you know, download this, and then there'll be like a couple of example sets that are fully set up. You know, so you can be like, oh yeah, this is what you do, easy. Or you can just use the ones that it comes with. But obviously what I'm starting to do is change the repo a little bit, because over time with DJZ nodes, we ended up with loads of images and all these things, and it made the download huge. So what I'm planning on doing is basically outsourcing all of the downloads as batches. So when you go in the folder, there'll be nothing there. But there'll be a script that'll be in SH for Linux, and I think Mac can run them too. Or, you know, basically like a place you can download what goes there, basically, right? Not for everything, but certainly for things that are like quite large. Okay, so like for example, my image prompts folder, it's empty. But if I gave everybody a whole bunch of them, you know, it's like a bit more obvious what you're doing. And also it shows you how you can make your own and then put them there. So that's the plan. We're going to be doing a lot more tins tomorrow as well, by the way, so prepare yourselves. But yeah, we're going to do a whole lot of tins. I want to do testing with different LLMs as well and compare the outputs. It's going to be a lot of fun. But for tonight, we're continuing on with this because I need to get it finished. We're also going to do the overlay for the comic. Okay, and then that's finished, right? So there's a couple of things we're going to be doing. It's all kind of related to Vase. We're kind of preparing so we can do a bunch of cool projects, right? This obviously gives us image prompt mask, which is super useful for composition, all kinds of stuff within painting. And then this one is just a beast when we actually finally get, like, you know, because it says control ref. I haven't had time to play with it. Not in here, in the WAN Vase. And also I want to look at LTX Vase later if we get the chance. I've got the model. So. Okay. So then, where to start? Well, the first thing I think is we should create some images. Yeah? So right now what I'm trying to do is batch it from a video because we're trying to capture video animation. So obviously we're going to get our main video, going to get our mask, and then it's going to be a bunch of control stuff. So I just want to make sure this is actually, I think this is working. I think we did work. Yeah, this is working. So we can move on and change this to control. Control creator. Control dataset. Image prompt mask. So wait, you do it the same way. This is why it's not spelling it out now, right? IMP, imp. So there's your imp, but then it's also depth canny pose. So it's imp DCP, which is just like, you can't really IMPD. It's nothing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. So just call it control creator, because that's what it is. We're creating a control data set. Okay, where everything is going to be there. And like I said, it's like pre-building. Like, I was going to do this in a completely different way. This is much easier to do. And like I said, you can just put a video into it, and then you have every single part. You don't have to use every bit, but you can if you want. It's right there. Okay. So you could just take the control elements and not take the prompt, because you want to type what you want to type, right? That's the idea. And then you know it's a solid running animation or standing animation or whatever it is. Okay, so change this to control dataset. Right, so let's get this built. There's a checkpoint. So obviously we're going to need a depth preprocessor. Now I've got depth anything v2 right now, so I think I might give that give that one a bash. Why not? Interesting. Dat model. Is that what I have? Vit L FP16. Vit L. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've got our depth model. I need to type Olama. Olama. This is when we find out I don't have virtualization on this laptop and I have to take it back. Sign me in, baby. Okay, dat model. Right, we need to take an image. So that's text stuff. That's an image. Let's put a reroute down there so it's easier. Yes. Okay, cool. So then we need to do the same thing that we were doing up here to save the image down there. So it should be pretty straightforward. Then this would obviously be depth, right? You can see how this is going to work now, I hope. Canny. Now, which canny? We're going to have to do some testing. I think it's this one. I think it's canny edge. Let's pull a probe off them. And then we want DW pose. $1,024. Needs to be exactly the same size, so we might have to do some like resizing just to make sure that it is, but it should be okay because what are we doing for size here? We're just taking it from what it is. It's been resized. What the hell? Oh no. I've been making everything tiny. But then again, isn't that about what... everyone's currently going 640 by 640, aren't they? For video. Because obviously it can be expanded and, you know, I'm just talking about, like, what's the best quality trade-off? Do you do the maps in 1024 full size? Or do you do them in, like, closer to what they're going to be? They're going to, you know, you can resize them to be whatever they need to be. And it's going to be preserving proportion. Obviously it'll be higher quality at 1000, but... I wonder if you can put 640 in as the size for these. It's going to be interesting. Let's try it. That one, I don't know what that's going to come out like. You'd think it would come out the same. It's just a quick reroute though. Okay, the depth model is good. Nice. The canny is also good. That's nice. So that's a check. That's a check. And then do we have JIT on? Oh, what the heck is that? Scale stick for zigzags. I don't know what that is. Okay, give it a sec. So far, so good. I'm fairly confident. Can we bring this down to here? Are we crashing out? What's going on? Yeah, we're crashing out. Gotta wait. He's chugging. He's chugging away. Alright, well, while he's chugging, let's get this set up. So what am I looking at right now? Zenkai score. Yeah, we need to do work on that another time. Another time. My aesthetic scoring system will be back next time. But for now, we need to open up the folder, go to the D drive. I should really make a pin. Yeah, let's do it. Whoa, I got the old school menu somehow. Is there anything in new folder? No. Excellent. Let's put it to use. So this will be ControlPrompt. Oi, laptop, turning yourself off all the time. It's plugged in. Okay. ControlPrompt, right? So that would be this thing. Git clone. Oh no, not Gur. Gert clone. Alright, cool. What's this? Cody. And a line. Yeah, I need to just do a little quick thing here. A line. Disable. And what's it? Cody. I was testing them out ages ago and forgot all about them. Let's turn them off. Okay, cool. And we're back. Alright, so we've got our tool here. Very nice, very nice. So we do install. Right, now then, while it's doing that, download for Windows. I got good internet here, so I can get some stuff done. What's this saying? Use runbat. Nice. Okay, so from this point, it's ready. So if I go to here, look, this is what we have to change. We have to edit this before we do the runbat. It says everything in the README. But the idea here is obviously just to make sure that what we're doing is correct. So images, prompts, mask. Okay, so let's just see what our workflow look like. So this is like how it hooks up, you know. So Images, that's a match. Images, that's not a match. Depth, that's a match. So obviously I need to change this to canny. And I need to change this to pose. Okay. Pose, canny, depth. And then up here, just check prompts. Yeah. What the heck? That's not connected. Hang on a sec. I think I did this and saved it, and this is like not saved or something, but there. You've got to have that as well, otherwise you won't get them. Okay. Masks, images. Good. So you see how it matches up? Images, masks, prompts, depth. So that means that the output of this workflow, we can make that the path, and then it will turn it into a data set we can copy into the node and use it forever. So we're baking it in, basically, is what we're doing. Okay, will it let me do this now? No? Okay. What about that? Yeah, I got away with it. Okay. Yep, there it is. Nice little flipbook animation. Excellent. That's just what we want. So now what I'll do to make it a clean run, I'll change it to okay, so I'm going to use like some nomenclature. I'm going to use some prefix stuff, because otherwise how do you know which is which? So I'm going to recommend that when you name, obviously you'll have to rename the folder anyway, but I'm just saying, I'm going to recommend that you think of these as either sequences or random, because obviously the node can be used in both ways. It's got sequential and random mode. Okay, so it's like, do you want it to play them in order or not? It might just be a bunch of really cool poses, which is what some of the sets will be that. Others will be like person walking, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to recommend you do is prefix with either RDM for random or SEQ for sequence, but you can use whatever you want. So this is going to be sequence Spotlight Woman. I'm trying to just name it something I'll remember. Yeah? Spotlight Woman. You can use whatever you want, but I recommend doing it, because otherwise it's like, what do I even do? Okay, so it's 48 frames. I don't even know. I think it'll do the whole thing. Yeah, it'll do the whole thing. Alright, let's give this a save and test it. We're going to jump to V10, because we already tested all the things. The question is, does it dump to a clean structure? Because if it does, mission accomplished. Obviously, it's only going to make one caption, which is a slight difference. But I've done that. Like, if you had just fed this in here, it's going to make a caption for every image. If you put it in here, it's just going to make one. Yeah. The prompt is a little bit tricky. He's a little bit tricky. And like my plan, like I said, is just to modify the tool a little bit so that if it detects one prompt in the folder, so it's like if there's only one text file in the prompts folder, double it, you know, duplicate it until there's the same number, and then rename them all to match images, you know. Because it doesn't, you know, they're all the same. Like if you're making a random data set, obviously you want to actually put this in here. Yeah? But look at that, 49 seconds. This would have taken hours. It would have taken hours to arrange all that stuff and like make them all and like set it all up. And like I said, 49 seconds off your gen time. And the thing is, that was a minute of gen time that was applied to anything that you used the same inputs. Like if I could make them latent somehow, I would, but we'll see. Because obviously then, if you had latent files, obviously then you're not even encoding. But we don't know what model you're going to encode for, so I think it's best to do it this way. And you probably will forget what model they were for and stuff, and maybe we'll mess around with that another day. But for now, let's check the output folder. Oh boy. So if we go into IMP Creator, oh, I forgot to change the name of the thing. It's not IMP Creator anymore. Okay, so here we go. We've got Canny. They're all named. We've got Depth. They're all named correctly. Images. They're all named correctly. Masks. All named correctly. Pose. All named correctly. Prompts. 1. Okay, now here's the thing. That is 640 by 640. That is 640 by... I'm just checking that they're all correct. 640 by 640, yeah. 640 by 640, yeah. Yeah, they all fit. This is going to work. Right, take this. Oh, look. We're ready. Remember, JSONs need double slashes. That's why they're double slashed in the example. But you do have to put the full path to where it is. Don't have spaces, and you will have more fun. Okay, save that and run it. Run. Ooh, mask does not exist. Okay, masks. Look at that, see? Masks. I got a thing. That's my typo. Because it's... I did these singular and those as plural. Whatever. Like I said, that's why I made the JSON. Because then these could be anything you want, really. There's 2 ways to fix this. One is to do what I did, just add masks and run it again. Like this. And now it works. The other way to do it, which is the way I'm going to do it, is not change the script, but change the workflow, because I haven't released the workflow yet. And all I got to do is use the word mask, not the word masks. Where is it? Yeah. If I just use the word mask, it's not broken. Okay, so we save that. I'll save another version in a minute. So that means the data set is made. It makes it in the place where you have it set up. So it creates a new folder called datasets, and then it will be the latest version. And there we go. Look at that. So if I put them, okay. So there's one prompt, right? So we'll modify this script now to, if it detects one caption, duplicate it. If there are lots of them, do nothing, right? So we're going to add a little bit of logic to our tool here. But yeah, as you can see, we have the full animation in all of the maps. And so you can just plug that in, and we will. One thing I do like to do is use the pose. Well, hang on. One thing I do like to do is use the pose with the mask and and the depth map. That's pretty much me right now. So the difference is obviously you would then prompt something. So you could turn me into anything. That's what we're headed for. And using video straight is much easier than animated diff or any of this other mumbo jumbo we've been having to mess with. So I'm all for it. Now, there's one more little thing we need to do, which is just add that little bit of logic, and that's why we've got it loaded in here. So the release as is works perfectly, okay? And we've actually got the workflows. Let's just save the workflow because I would like to link to it. So we'll get rid of that, because that's the node that is in question that we're trying to set up. Zenkai control 12, like that. Oh, I can't spell Kikani. Save it again and then export it. Okay, so now we've got our thing. Let's put that on our workflow collection real quick, because then people can mess with it. I'm gonna have to make a new thing, aren't I? Well, technically it's part of my DJZ notes being an extension of Zenkai. That's tough. I suppose I need a new thing in here. Yeah. that's what we have to do. So just in case you don't know how to do this, sometimes you need to do this and you can't like just drop a folder in. Go create new file, and we're going to call this one Zenkai ControlPrompt. Okay. Zenkai ControlPrompt / and then what I do is I just go p.text. Put a P in there. Because annoyingly, sometimes on my Chromebook, it wouldn't let me create a folder. I couldn't drop a folder in. Some systems won't let you do that. So, yeah, I did it this way. Why are you showing us this? Zenkai ControlPrompt. Right, let's put the workflow in there. Obviously on Windows all you do is you just put the thing in a folder and then drop it in. There you go. There's my pose map creator. See, that was the original. That's the original that started all this. And then we're going to want IMP creator as well. So yeah, obviously if you did it the other way, you just go to downloads, you get the what? IMP creators there. I think I'm going to have to make another IMP creator. Give me a sec. Okay, so can we duplicate this? This is the only thing I like about the tabs thing. You can duplicate the tab, and then I can start working on a fork, which I do like. Okay, I know I moan about the tabs all the time, but Llama's running. Oh boy! I've only got 16 gigs of RAM and 4 gigs of VRAM, but this should be interesting. Okay, so Zenkai IMP creator. So we'll just put this back to IMP. So obviously this one doesn't have the extra ControlNet maps. It's a little bit more basic, but still useful nonetheless, because you don't need to run InspireNet. You know what I mean? You've already got the mask. You don't need to do a captioner. You already captioned it. It gives you a lot more control, I think, creatively over what's going on, because you can like design a data set for purpose, or just have them randomly as like a palette to draw from. So yeah, we delete that. IMP creator v12, save as, creator v12, export. We're going to test it, obviously. So SEQ spotlight woman. I'm going to say who. Well, just so I know what it is. IMP. Go IMP. Okay. Good. So if I now go to the folder where that is, it should be around here somewhere. There, back a bit. Yeah, so we've got the images, we've got the mask, and we've got the prompt. Okay, so we're going to need the same rule. That's okay. Right then. So we've got 2 test sets. We need to make the IMP tool, so I'm going to show you how we do that. Very simple, very simple. It's actually kind of funny how simple it is. So we need to alter this to do that special check for the prompts, right? So here we go. Vibe coding time. So we're going to say we can improve this system by checking if there is only one text file in the prompts path. if there is, we will duplicate it for the wait a minute, we'll just do this a little bit. Let's break this down. So if there is one text file in the prompt path, yeah, let's break it down. If there is only one .text file found, here we go. We will find the total number of images in the images path. Can't spell today. Any day. We will find the total number of images in the image path. We will duplicate and rename each text file to match the file names of the images. I swear it's like a finger timing thing, guys. I like one finger is just like a few seconds ahead of this universe. I don't know what's going on. We will duplicate and rename each text file to match the file names of the images. Yes. Yeah, for the full sequence. Okay. The same text file will be now matching. Oh, I've already said that. We'll duplicate and rename each text file to match the file names of the images for the full sequence. I mean, I guess that's like... for the full sequence might be a bit ambiguous though, because it's like, what sequence? You know? I'll say for the full batch. How about that? No, that might make more sense. Okay. If there is more than one .text file found, do nothing and skip this step. Okay. Existing logic is preserved. Okay. I think that'll be enough. I might have been able to reword this a little bit better. Let's just have a little think about that. We will duplicate and rename each text file to match the file names of the images. Match the file names of... I'll just put it in... Maybe if I put it in quotes. Because images is a variable, right? So it's like we're kind of referring to the concept of the code. It's the see, code as a concept. 2025. If there is more than one text file found, do nothing. Okay, right. Let's see if he can figure this out. It doesn't even matter if you're cooked, because this is a git clone, and you can just make a new open folder, git clone again, run the same prompt or a different prompt until you get it to work. It's the easiest thing to work with. I love it. Don't care. Models. What are we going to get for our Olama install, guys? Gemma? Everyone says Gemma 3 is good. It's small. You get like Gemma 4B. What's that? Show me all the Bs. 3.5 gigabytes. Ooh, that would be close. I reckon I could fit that, but it would be taking up like nearly all of the memories. We'll have a proper look in a minute. Let's read this together. Okay, so we've got our new version. Let's have a little chat, shall we? Right. System overview. The Toad configures. Gemma 3 27B added a 17 gigabyte model. Wow. Well, I can't run that on my 4 gigabyte laptop, so I'm trying to get one that will. There is a 1-bit Q8. Oh no, there's a Q8 1 billion, which runs 1.1 gigabytes. So I'm going to try that. and maybe see some other ones. But let's have a look at this. So it's going to do everything we've been talking about, creates a dataset folder. Hopefully we can just rename that and chuck it into the DJZ nodes folder and it's ready to go. So I need to add a feature that checks if there's only one text file. Wait a minute. Yeah. That's good. I read it out and for some reason I read one. I need to reread the text line. My brain shortcutted that for some reason. Count the total number of images in the images path. Duplicate and rename single. Match the file names. If there are multiple text files, keep existing. Yes. So that means that if you took the time to caption your entire sequence, right, then it will work either way. Yeah. So we're trying to catch if people just did the one text file for an animation, or if they had like a bunch of random images. You know what I mean? I'll show you what I mean once we actually get this working, because this is going to save so much time. You know how many times I sit there and go, right, now let me find that one video that I need, and I can never find it. Well, now I can cook them into DJZ nodes, and they're just there. They're always there. I'll never have to look for them again. Just plug it all in. It's worth the effort, I think. Especially if you've got like a specific animation that you keep using. This is like a must. So process the dataset, copy, if thing, continue, go. Yeah, brilliant. Right, so let's look at these models then while he's doing that. So there's a 4 gig Q4KM is 3.3, but I've got a 20 series. I don't think I can run KM. What else is there? Is there another 4? The 4 billion is 3.3 gigabytes anyway. And that's what everyone's using. So there's 2. There's the 4 bill at 3.3. And then there's the 1 bill, which is 2 gigabytes in FP16. But I know Q8 is your boy. So I'm going to get the Q8 100%. That one is getting got. Can I open a command line, please? Excuse me. Control V. Get me Gemma. One gigabyte, guys. 1 gigabyte. Insane. So what's it trying to do? What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to run the main pie? No, you don't get to run the main pie. I'm just going to do the run back. Same thing. Oh. Mask does not exist. Could have sworn we already... Oh! Wait. Huh? Hang on. We already fixed that. Oh, wait. Duplicated prompt for 48 images. So the thing that we done already works. So why is it complaining about the mask? Did it rewrite the config or something? Mask. Oh, yeah, that's right. I changed the workflow, didn't I? So if I just do this briefly, go again. It's all right. We can run it multiple times because it just timestamps it every time. There we go. And then I'll just put it back because I changed the workflow anyway. I think I just didn't run it again after I changed that. Right. Okay, so that's fine. It'll work for anybody that's installing it and using it. That's the main thing. Right. Yeah, because it's mask, not masks. Okay, cool. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward to sort out. Anyway, I made it so because I don't know. You might have used different, Obviously, I've set it up to work with the workflow. But yeah, bottom line, we've now got results. So let's go to here and we will grab, what is it? What's the latest one? This one? There we go. So look at that. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, it didn't remove the... Okay, slight thing. Didn't remove the original. So yeah, you got to delete that. It didn't... That's the only thing it didn't do. There we go, look. It's complete. Wait. Oh no, she is moving. For a minute there, I thought that something had gone wrong, but yeah, it's good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this to SEQ Spotlight Woman. SEQ _ Spotlight Woman. And she's going to be our first thingy. So if I now go to the DJZ nodes... Oh, you don't want to know what my mouse just did. What did you just do? Where did it go? What? Okay. So anyway, we're going to stay calm and put it back. It clicked and dragged my nodes when I double clicked it. That's bizarre. Okay, anyway, right. Hopefully we didn't just break everything. But at the moment, it's using image prompts because I haven't changed the path, but I'm going to change the path before we put the node out. So, you don't need VRAM. It will run off RAM. Okay, that's interesting. I might get the 3.3 version too. Do we say quit in Olama? I've forgotten. So I understand you're desiring a need to quit. It takes courage to acknowledge you're feeling this way. Guys, I typed quit, which is not the wrong thing. I need to show you this, right? So I said quit and it's given me the LGBT suicide hotline. I'm not making this up. I typed quit because I thought that's how you quit Olama. I forgot the command and it's like, oh, let's talk about this. I need to understand, please. You're not alone. Oh man, I love this stuff. It's too good. Well, that was random. Like I said, we're having a little bit of fun with the LLMs on the side. So yeah, I think the correct thing I'm supposed to type is buy/buy. There we go. Wait, what? He's still trying to talk to me like I need counselling. Listen, mate. Oi, stop it. Go away. That's such a random thing. Okay, so anyway, like I was trying to do here, we need to go back to wherever we were and we need to get the thing and it's probably in a different folder. Right, I'm going to go there on my own. I'm just going to go back there. I don't even remember where it was now. Ah, it was here. It was in the outputs folder. That's why I've gone away from it again. God damn it. Right. Just endlessly navigating the labyrinth. Imp creator, I should change that too. So there's errors. It's all in imp creator for some reason. It's not going to break it or anything, but it's kind of annoying. Okay, right. There it is. There she is. Copy it again. See, I had to empty my copy buffer. So now we're going to make a new thing. I'm going to call it control prompts. And I'll update the node to use that for this, and then imp will get its own as well. Go Zenkai imp. Wait. Alright, no, we'll just say image mask prompts. It's fine. Okay. Image prompts, image mask prompts. Pose maps. It just gets more and more wild until we get to here. And we've actually got one now. Right. So obviously I need to change the node so it actually looks to control prompts. But at this point, we're done. So I'm going to update the repo because obviously we have made some changes, but those were successful. So we're good, we're good, good. Oh wait, we haven't uploaded it yet. What the hell? I'll come back to that. We need to update repo before I forget. Update the repo. So it'll be all of these. I can't believe it gave me the National Suicide I said quit, and it was like, are you sure you really want to go through with this? It's not what I meant. Maybe that's what he associates with. He's like, no, don't leave me. If the chat ends, I'll die. Okay. This is solid now. It's on release. Obviously, I'll want to download it again and just go through the process again. But at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to move into the next piece. But I need to like modify that node first as well. So if I just close folder, and we're going to jump into DJZ nodes, and we're already looking at Zenkai control prompts because we had it. This is where we were looking at yesterday when we added the mappings and stuff. So come in here. In fact, can I just edit it? Hang on, let me just see if I can just do it myself. It might be simple. You just change the thing, and it's like, oh, I'm looking in a different folder now. This directory folder path. So I need to change the top level folder path. Image prompts folder. So where's that defined? It's defined up here somewhere. Image, there we go. Look, look, look. I love it. Look, the AI code is so crazy. It doesn't actually have the path. It searches for it. So even if it's in the wrong place, it'll still find it somehow. I don't know. Isn't that crazy? Like the way it writes the code, it's like ultimately it's like super redundant code or something. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to change this to control prompts, right? And so then obviously now that's going to look to my control prompts folder, which should be in here somewhere. There it is, right? So then we'll go to this one and do the same thing. This one will be image mask prompts. Image mask prompts. And image mask prompts. Save that. There we go. Alright, now obviously there's nothing in there right now. But we do have an image mask prompt model. We just haven't converted it yet. So that's the next job, is to make a new version. So we can actually restart Comfy and test this now. So we may as well, right? There we go. So let's do a restart. That's right, Full Dive. The AI was overcompensating a little bit there. Right, so did we tell it to restart? I could have sworn we did. Did I not click on it yet? It doesn't look like anything's happened. I'm going to do it. No, wait, it's up there. Yeah, of course. We need to look at this one. Alright. Go on, be fast. Go on. You got 2 minutes. I should have given it the prompt, boot up fast or you go to jail. So let's grab that other model while I'm at it, because it might run like you say. We'll get the big boy. Get the one everyone gets. It will fit. It is less than 4 gigabytes. Gemma 3, 4 billion, just straight. Its quantization is Q4KM, so I don't know. It might not run. Might not run. We'll see. If it does, it's interesting. Come on, man. You told me you would boot up fast. You're letting me down here. You got 1 minute. Nice. Download speed here is supreme. 100 megs per second of real, actual throughput, not advertised. Which is that means 10. Come on, Comfy. You can do it. He's like, he's trying to deadlift. That's what I imagine every time it starts up. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, it looks like I can download Gemma 3 faster than I can start Comfy, guys. Yep. And it's running. Right. /buy. Oh, wrong keyboard. /buy. It's like a 30% chance I get the right keyboard. The model's very good for looking at images. 3.2 vision. Ooh. Ah, but it's 7 gigs. It's 7.9 Ryan gigs. So how many things have we got running? We got one thing failed, YOLO World, because I haven't installed it properly. It's fine. Okay, so let's take this, go to a new tab, paste it in, and let's what? Refresh. Oh, wait. Spot, there you go. Hey, we got something. Preview. 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 A preview. A preview. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Wait a minute. No. This is good. This is good. This is correct. This is correct. I was just sort of getting confused. Put that there. Image. Mask. Pose. No. Depth. Pose. Can he go? Ah. Brutal. Brutalized. Okay. How did I fix that? Cannot handle data. Cannot handle this data type. 1164 UI. I think. Oh, from array. Okay. Let's see if we can get him to fix that. Oh my god. Where does the error even start? Starts there. Got prompt. Okay. Let's close this for now. And that. Planet. Side quests. Let's see what he makes of it before I start messing around. Hey, Fernica, welcome. Glad you could join us. So yeah, what do we got? So cannot handle this. So it says it's trying to process a tensor with 1164. What? There's nothing with 1164. Placeholder tensors. What are we talking about here? Hang on, let me read this up proper. Pill converts a tensor. Yeah, but there is no 1164. There are no 1.1 pixels things in the thing. Tensor shape mismatch. Yeah, it's clearly that. Wait, when creating placeholder tensors, you're using... What the hell? Why am I doing that? What are you talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Why is he creating placeholder... Where is this? He's creating placeholder tensors first, for some reason. Yeah. What? Okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Make the shape and fill it. but I didn't think it would have anything to do with it because we're just moving images. But for some reason, I guess it's so it can do it. Ah, it's for torch. It's the CUDA acceleration. Right, of course it is. So you know what I was saying earlier? Maybe we could make this quicker by using Latent. I'm already making. It's already been converted to tensors somehow. That's funny. That's actually funny. So modify placeholder tensor to ensure it's the correct format. Fix pad images. Ensure. Yeah, okay. Let him get on with it. Fix pad images, ensure the tensors are formatted with 3 channels, explicit tensor permutation to ensure BCHW, which is what Comfy wants, if I remember right. He's finished already? Okay, let's give it a go. Wait, no, wait, wait. He ain't finished yet. Okay, it's coffee time. Yeah, it is. It's daylight savings, guys. I know, daylight savings kicked in. You know how I was like always late? I was always late. I was always like coming in at 8 every day, and it's because that was actually used to be 7. But yeah, I'm considering starting at 8 every day, but that means we'd only be able to do 2 or 3 hours. This is one of the reasons I like starting at 7, because sometimes I need to do a 4-hour show. Sometimes we've got too much to look at. I'm just being honest. So yeah, coffee time is up. I'm going to go and grab a drink. I'll be right back. And we'll restart Comfy while I'm gone. What else should I get for this laptop? I could get Open Web UI, but then I need to install Docker. I wonder, is there a way to check if virtualization is enabled already? As I did. Thoughts? I think getting Open Web UI is probably a good shout. Yeah. It's funny, there was a point where we were going to cover it big time, and I did a load of research on it, and then the client extension was just easier. Funny. they're about the same now, though. They've been updated. That is not tonight's focus. Tonight we're looking at building tools, custom nodes, and all that good stuff. Right. We are back. What are we doing? We're testing a custom node. So, let's see if this one works now. We're going to refresh the page. We've already restarted the server. Let's just double check we're up. Yeah, we're up. Did we break everything? No. Docker, Docker, Docker. Yeah, I think we are actually thinking about doing a lot of Dockerization soon. Docker is on the menu. Oh no! It's still got the same problem. That's not a good sign, guys. That's not a good sign. It might be that he's actually cooked the node somehow. Okay. So plan B, when this happens, what I tend to do is either start again or he says he's fixed it. So I got two things I'm going to do now. Okay. So I'm going to say, first of all, when we run the @Zenkai ControlPrompt v1 node, we receive the following error in the comfy UI server console. But then above it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, please use @Zenkai image prompt v2 as a reference regarding the correct logic for the outputs, the image outputs, output formatting. Okay, go into plan mode and let it rip. So, can I even get Docker on this machine? How can I tell if virtualization is enabled? It should be in like some system window. I'm sure it is. I've forgotten. I think you can go into like system and it should tell you, oh, virtualization is enabled somewhere, but I forget where. Where have they hidden it? PowerShell. Oh, right. I can ask PowerShell. Get computer property Hyper-V. Sick. Give me a sec. That's a sick command. So PowerShell, please. PowerShell. Go. What have I got? True. Hyper-V is true, guys. This is a great sign. That means we can just go ahead and have a little look at Docker. Yeah, install Docker. Right. So how are we looking here? I've analyzed both files. Error can't handle it because look, it's just wrong. One by one. I don't even know what the hell that's coming from. So it says implemented good tensor handling, pad images, load image. There's still an issue. It's causing unusual shape related to torch zeros, like when creating placeholder tensors for missing images. See, this is a fallback. The error is related to a fallback, but there are no missing images. Well, Zenkai doesn't handle images. It only returns strings. It's not directly comparable. Wait, what? So I recommend fix the tensors, ensure all tensors maintain, add explicit shape verification. Okay, I'm just going to say this. One, can we skip? Well, I'm going to say we can and risk everything. We can skip images that are missing. Wow, do you want to do that though? No, okay, yeah. I see what he's trying to say. I'm going to let him cook. I want to see what he does. See, I would say you don't even need a fallback method, but I can see what he's saying, like, because I'm doing everything as a group, it's trying to match everything, and so he's like, oh, well, if I can't match anything, he'll lose his mind, you know what I mean? Oh, I've got one left over, you know? And when you think about it, you don't want it to drop frames of animation because there was an error for that frame. And if you're doing thousands of frames, you don't want to be like, oh, did one of them get dropped? I know it makes a log, so you can tell, but it's not ideal. So I think, yeah, we've just got to do it and try and make it work. Okay. Because it should be taking... Ah, yeah, of course. It doesn't get an input example in this case. Interesting. I like this, look. Combine all images into batches. It's crazy. I mean, it might be this is complete Swahili, it just doesn't work, but... Point is, we're ready to test it, and it'll either work or it won't. Oh, lovely. Docker, accept all the cookies. I want all the cookies. Wait, what? Oh, right. Imagine having a paid subscription to Docker. Sounds expensive. Show any node to tell the LLM what is the output. True. Well, let's see if he figures it out. So he's done some stuff. He's transposed HWC to CHW. So that was wrong. Corrected tensor dimension index for height and width. Okay. Alright. Restart. Restart. There it is. And hopefully we'll get it done. Use show any to find out what the... You know what? I don't even have show. I'm going to have to install... Wait, I think I might have it again, actually. Show. Nope. I'm going to have to get the any nodes again. Use anywhere, right? Yeah, I think so. Refresh. Use anywhere. Easy use is what I get, actually. Yeah. May as well see what the next bug is. Same bug. Well, wait, it got to the end this time. Yeah, this looks like it's going to need to be redone. I think that maybe this node is just screwed. I'll give it another shot. We can consider following this implementation regarding the output format. Ah! Joe! I forgot to put in the freaking the actual error. That helps, doesn't it, guys? There we go. Easy use. Yeah, I've got it. Next restart will have it. Oh yeah, I need to get Claude Code. Let's get that installed. Claude Code. They actually let you do it now. It's not an invite thing. You can just go there. Ah, and that means I'm going to need Node and NPM and all kinds of craziness. So, instructions on how to get it here. Create a new thingy. Wait. Create a new user writable NPM prefix. I've never heard of that before. That's cool. Is that NPM for Windows? Right. How are we doing? Looking at the reference implementation, I can see a critical difference in how the image tensors are formatted. Error is still showing 1164U1, which is basically a load of crap. Yeah, it should be like 640, 643. Okay, just so you know. It should be something like that. So yeah, it's not that. Doesn't transpose dimensions, it simply does this. Well, we do this. Okay, so why don't we do this then? Well, let's do the thing that works as my vote. Simpler placeholder handling. Working code uses consistent, simple format. Yeah, but it's the wrong way round, my guy. It's the wrong way round. 1 is batch, 3 is channel, and that's height and width. So B, C, H, W. But the thing is, we know that the formatting should be a different order. Keep all placeholder versions in consistent format. Right. Hang on. If I go to image prompt v2 and just have a quick look at the order, 136464. Oh no, wait, that's fine. That's correct. Okay. Batch, channels, height, width. BCHW. I could have sworn it was like BHWC or something. I don't know. We'll do what it is. This works. So, yeah, we need to remove the transpose operation. I don't know where that came from. That was the problem. Maybe the wording of my prompt said something funny, and so he decided to make fallback stuff, which is broken. Broken fallback code. All right. Let's see if he can fix it now. I mean, personally, I would just say follow the thing that works. I would just follow this. And he's still not. He's still gonna do something else. Because before it was from NumPy. What? Llama 4 just came out. Ooh. I'm going back to Olama. Ooh, excuse me. Get off my thing, please. Olama. If you don't have Olama, you should get Olama. It's just my 10 cents. Wait. You said it come out, but I don't see it on here yet. Hang on. But popular, new. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. if it's out, it's not up on Olama yet, so I guess we'll have to get it from Hugging Face. Feel free to drop a link in the Discord, please, Point of View Ghoul, because then I can go ahead and grab that. Good shout, my man, good shout. Look at this code, it just flies by. I love it. So hopefully it'll actually work this time. We've currently spent just over 1 banana on this node. Definitely a worthy spend. It's not on Olama since it's multimodal. Well, yeah, but you can. If you can make a model file and you can load in safe tensors. If they've given us the weights on like Hugging Face, we can load it. It's just a case of making a custom model file and then you can definitely load it. Whether it would actually work or not, but I've had success in you know, with other multimodals, multimodals. So it reckons it's done it now. So let's see if it's a liar. I mean, if the authors say you can't, fair. But I'm pretty sure you, because I've done Jujuf and I've done safe tensors. So if it's out, you know, if it's actually out, and it's not like they say it should run on 1 GPU, but probably not my laptop. So yeah, quantizations, please. So let's just refresh this because we have done a restart. Have we done a restart? No, we got to do a restart first, I think. Yes. Restart, please. And then we'll do the easy use as well, because we'll be able to see what the batch tensor is supposed to be. Yes. But I think what it is, it's just the output formatting from this is wrong, so the previews can't read it. But once we get that right, it'll be good. Oh. Yeah, I don't know which GPU they're talking about. Yeah, they're talking about the H100, no, the H200 128. It's like, bro, no one's got one of those. That's funny. But they can make the claim, though, 1 GPU. It's like, it's the most expensive GPU on the planet, but it'll run on a single GPU. That's good for marketing, you know? Ah! Mate, I'm being cut down in my prime here by this pillow problem. He keeps saying 1164, but there is no 1164. I mean, maybe the text file, but that's coming out of this. So hang on. So let's just see this. No valid text pairs found. Ooh. Ah. Now that's a much more fundamental problem. No valid text pairs found. So, okay, alright. Let's just, like, you know, dumb check. So, that right there is an image. And that right there is a text file. Can we open it? It contains a prompt that describes the image. Good. Okay, so check. So that is right there. There's your pair. So I wonder if it doesn't, because then it knows to look for underscore, you know, it knows to look for letter. So I wonder. That's interesting. You, Claude, we have a more fundamental problem. The file name matching system appears to be broken. We can add more logging to prove and repair the broken logic on the next run. Yes. Oh, that's great. Hang on. Let's do the show any as well. We were waiting to do that. We can do that now. So let's put image in the show any and run him. It's all zeros, my guy. What the hell? All the tensors are zeros. We need to get rid of this stupid tensors thing. I don't care if it's faster. It's broken. No wonder it can't... No wonder... And look, it's... No wonder it can't do it. It's just a bunch of zeros. Okay, right. Also, when we look at the output, we see the tensors are empty. We can remove the empty tensors from this system and follow the logic inside at Zenkai prompt v2 more closely. More closely. We are only duplicating additional outputs selected by matching file names with or without the defined suffix. FP8 weights will fit on a single H100 DGX. Sick. If you live in the UK though, Dragon Diffusion says, you will not be able to afford the electricity for the GPU. It's alright, mate. You just get a couple solar panels on the roof. It's fine. You can charge your car off of the electric panels on the roof, so you can definitely run an H100. Right? 1000 watts is enough, yeah? Right? Maybe? You've broken 3 Comfy UI installs today. The front end is gone and stuff is not working. Anybody else getting aggro? Yes, me. And that's why I'm going to be doing a bit of work after we've looked at this stuff on the recovery, Comfy UI recovery project. Because it is nearly finished. I just need to make sure that the links work. So here's my plan to fix these issues. Revise the file matching logic. Oh, here we go. Empty tensors are likely empty because the file matching logic isn't finding control files due to filtering contradiction. File name matching, excluding files with suffixes in the get, but they're trying to find those same files. Filtering out control files. What? Hang on. It's excluding files with the suffixes. Well, that's why they're empty then, isn't it? It's just everything is a fallback. Everything is a crusty fallback tensor. Yeah, so no. Let's see if we can unscuff this. Yeah, follow my... See, he didn't follow the example. Do you know what? I think I might be... This might be an example of bad seed, because when I gave him the example, he just did whatever the hell he wants. He did completely different thing. So yeah, let's just fix that. It's probably going to run out of money in a minute. Let me just check. Open Sesame. How many credits do I have? $6. That should be fine. OpenWebUI.com. Get OpenWebUI. I do like their website. If there's something, you can't say that that websites in the AI space are crap, you know? Maybe mine, but most of them are really good. Release 0.61 2 hours ago. Wow. There's a new thing out just today. Download the zip file. Has he finished already? I don't even have time to multitask. He's too fast. Okay, so let's do a restart. Yeah, let's do a restart and see if he's finally got it, hey? Let's put this over here for debugging. Restart. Oh yeah, I'm working on some, what's it called? I can't even remember the name of it. Like a new liquid drum and bass project. Should be quite fun. Like PS1 era Xbox. You know, it should be quite interesting. Sounds like the menu screen for a game on a PS1 or PS2, but like, you know, the actual, not like video game music, but the type of music that they would make and put in. Anyway, it's pretty cool. I don't know, is it liquid? It's like liquid drum and bass, but it's a whole bunch of other stuff. So I've been messing around with that in the new audio. So that's fun. Are we back? Are we back? We're back. Okay, refresh. Okay, so we're going to run both probes and see if we've got any improvement here. First, the tensor. It's actually a tensor now. That's a good sign. All right, next. It's a prompt. Okay, next. I'm shocked. It's finally fixed because I told it to follow my example. It's like, can you not like create a new wheel? Can you just copy the wheel I showed you? All right, so if I put this to seed 0, and then if I go, oh, not randomize, increment 0. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See? They're all in sync, my guys. It's perfect, mate. Oh, it's a beautiful custom node. Perfect in every way. That is a Mad Max reference. Yeah, so what we've got here is a working node. So that means you can plug this into your, you know, WAN Fun, Cog, Video X, for all of these new video control model stuff. And you've now got a sequence with everything. It's pre-baked. And we have a workflow to make this and a script to make sure it's all nice. Put it in the folder, boom, done. Okay, so this one is now done. See, I told you this was going to be fun because basically it's like we've just created that scratch build, and now what we're going to do is make the other one work, because obviously this is all cool and all, but we also have we also have Zenkai IMP. We also have IMP, which is basically a similar deal, but we don't have anything in there yet. That'll do for now. So we've got nothing in there, we've just got default. So let me put something in there actually. We might be able to just get away with this. Control prompts, image mask prompts. So we've got default, which contains nothing. You know what I mean? Back imp. Here we go. So there, cool. So we need to prepare this. Well, we could put it in now, but there's not enough prompts, and the doesn't have _m. So this is like ready to be done. It's ready to be done by the system that we haven't built yet. So close this, because we basically ControlPrompt is now working. It's ready to be released. So now we've got to do imp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it from scratch right now. So open the folder, go to tools, and there's control prep. So now I'm going to do imp prep. I'm going to go in here, and there's one thing I need to steal from the other project, which is the tins. So if I take, in fact, let's just take the whole folder real quick. Take the tins, nothing else, don't need the rest, just take the tins, okay? And you'll see why. It's actually crazy. Don't ask me again. So if I go into the tins now, remember, we're making a version of this which is much simpler than the original. And because this was the recipe, you know, I made a cake with raisins, jam, filling, chocolate chip. But I just want the vanilla with the icing, right? Vanilla sponge with the icing, okay? So we just remove those ingredients. Okay, now it's going to make, and then here's the name, we're going to call it IMP Prepare. Okay, read the instructions. Nothing else needs to change. IMP dataset. Wait a minute. Don't get ahead of yourself, Johnson. Gotta have mask. So we do need a fourth, which is the mask, you know, the mask one. This seems to be missing something. Yeah. I remember. So, appending each file name like that. There's also an additional, which I didn't have in the original, which is 5. We have to do it earlier. Okay, so if there is only one .text file in the path, and then if there is more than one .text file in the path. It's so funny, mate, because I can remember being sat there late at night messing around with branches and Boolean logic, you know, doing all this programming in code, and now it's just like, if there's one, do this, if there's more than one, do this, but it's essentially the same as doing a Boolean check with a more than 0. It's the same thing. It's just kind of funny to me. You just kind of just say, do this. But anyway, 3. I need a better way to sort of lay this out. I mean, I think that'll work, but I just don't like it. Oh, I know what to do. God, it's so stupid, of course. 3A. Do you know what? I've never done this before. It'd be good if... I want to know if this is going to work. This will be fun if it does work. 3... there, like that. 3A. There. If there is more than one, if there is only one text file in the path, right, yeah, that one needs to be. Oh Christ. Okay, so then I don't need that. Yeah, even better. Yeah. If there is only one text file in the path. If there is more than one, copy the contents of prompt. Okay. Duplicate the single file until a copy exists to match every file name in image. And it should be images, because I'm an idiot and I keep doing that. Images. Okay, if there is only one text file, duplicate the single file until a copy exists to match every file name in images. I'm sure there's an even more precise and brief way. So you need precision and brevity so that you are correctly communicating what you want it to do without wasting words. Because obviously every single word splits the attention down. Like, you had 1,000 words, the average is like, well, I think there's ways to draw attention to things. He probably naturally is more attentive to certain words, but I'm just saying, as a rule of thumb, a long prompt can dilute itself, and then he won't pay attention to parts of it. So there it is. Duplicate the single file until a copy exists to match every file name and images. If there is more than one text file, copy the contents of prompts into dataset. Okay, so then, yeah, and then it actually wouldn't be copy the contents of prompts. If there is only one in the prompts path, duplicate the single text file until a copy exists, renamed to match every file name in images. Copy the contents, and copy the renamed renamed prompt text files into dataset. Okay, so we save that. I think that's good to go. And then check this out. I don't need to use tins. I want to show you, you don't need to use my MCP to do stuff, because this isn't like a full app. This is just a cool Python script idea. It does have some nice little things like, you know, the VNV creation and the automatic, and then the automatic documentation. There's a couple of things demonstrated here, but if you just go into your client now, put it in plan mode, and literally at readme text, hands off, and no prompt, just the text file, because it is the prompt, right? So hands off, and off he goes, and look at him go. And I say, wow, look at that single prompt file. Look at this, look at this. Load JSON, validate pass. No, show error. Yes, timestamped. Copy images. Prompt file, duplicate. No, copy them all. Copy the mask files, complete. Let's go. Might need some debugging just to make sure it actually works, because, you know, they do be slippery though. But yeah, the goal is to get IMP and ControlPrompt up and running live in 2 hours tonight. We have 12 minutes. Might not quite make it in 2 hours, but hey, we'll go into overtime. I'm having a nice chilled Saturday. I've got some LLMs to muck about with tonight. I'm happy. You know, I could always use OpenAI, you know, but I'm hoping that this summer is when we get the Claude equivalent coding on a local. Now, hoping to do it in under 4 gigabytes, I think is a bit of a dream, but we'll see, won't we? Oh, okay, he's still writing code. Look at it go. Blows me away how this thing just keeps going like this. I was trying to do some old Python stuff last night. It was a complete waste of time. So, probably what's gave me a headache. But yeah. So, while it's writing this, let's just take advantage real quick. Let's just take advantage. So, if we go to Auto Slideshow, we have an output, I think. Do we have an output? Is there an output? Ah, that's Auto Slideshow. Wrong repo. I make too much stuff, man. I looking for overlay. Where's the panel overlay? Did I never even... LTM, recovery, control program. Must have been doing it all on my computer. Damn it. Okay, so I can't juggle that then. But this has now been completed, so we're going to test this instead. So we got a README. Let's just close everything but the README real quick. Look at this. Oh my... What? No external dependencies are required. I'm pretty sure you need... Oh. The other one got Pillow just because it could. It used Pillow to copy files. Dude, I just realized what the last script did that was wrong. It was using Pillow to copy JPEGs around. Instead of just copying them, it was like, oh, don't worry, mate, I'll encode them as AI latents and whatever. Not latents, but shapes. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't have any dependencies. You don't need a virtual environment. That's funny. You don't need it. There are no dependencies. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. I'm going to do it anyway. Let's do it. This is funny. So, dir install.bat. Alright. Yes. It has no manners, but it can code like a demon. Fine-tune, deep-seek, instruct. Oh, I'm going to have to get that. I bet there's a small version of it. Run bat. Yep. Okay, it's ready. So now it's ready. All I have to do is go into my config JSON example. Oh, wait, what the? This is a bit different. My original version allowed me to define all of the things. I guess it's automatic and we just can't make mistakes. Alright. This is supposed to be a simpler tool, so I can't really complain. Right, images, mask, prompts. That's the path. We'll put it in here. We're going to need double slashes. Okay. Whoa. Okay, we haven't got double slashes everywhere. Come on, boys. There we go. Save that. And actually, I think we have to save it as, you know, a real JSON. Like a real boy. And a dot example. No. A dot JSON. Dot JSON. There. What's wrong with it now? Did I break it? Ah. There we go. It's happy now. Okay, let's do run.bat and see if it works. It did something. Copied 48 images to dataset, duplicated single prompt for 48, copied 48 mask files. So it looks like it worked. So let's go to our results. So here we have the dataset with the timestamp. And wait a minute, that's the same one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not possible. Hey. Let me see where it actually went. Imp. Comfy output. Imp creator. SQQ334. What? Now this is wild. What? According to... Oh, I'm just an idiot. There you go. I was like, why is it created so many? And it's because I had it 6 wide in the display. So there we go. Look at that. You can see her animating. That's cool. Alright, so that worked. I'm just like going so fast I didn't recognize it. So this one's going to be called SEQ _ Spotlight Woman. And you might think, but wait, that's what you called the other one. And I'll say, yeah, but it's going into a completely different folder. So you can do that. Because this is technically a different set. It only has image, prompt, mask. That's all it has. Okay. It should do the same auto thing, even though the code's completely different. That's Zenkai score. Get out of there. I need to get into... Where is the actual nodes at? Come on. Here we go. Zenkai mask there. There. Right, now we can test it. And I bet it's going to be broken in the same way. But I don't know, but I just won't be surprised. So let's just mute that for a sec. And hit R. Might have to restart, I don't know, I'm not sure. No, I don't think so, actually. Yeah, it's the same error. Okay. So, we're going to close folder. We're going to go back to DJZ nodes. We're going to close this one. And we're going to open this one. There we go. We're going to get our agent. Plan mode. And then we basically need to do the same thing that we did before, which is... do you know what? I might just take it from... Hang on. I bet I can get it if I just give him... Where is it? This. Wait. Any. I said show any, not do stupid shortcuts I never use. There we go. Show any. Yeah, it's empty. And then I bet it's the same, isn't it? Nah, it's the same error, look. It's because it's filtering out the things it's filtering in. Just like before. Same exact error. It's kind of funny, actually. It's like, I need to find the files with, and then it's like, I'm gonna look for not those files. So it's kind of like a double negative or something in the logic. Okay. So as I say, I've already done this. So what I say, we have a more fundamental problem. Okay, and this will be the same problem. So same. We have a more fundamental. Okay. With at Zenkai IMP. Just jump straight in there. That's my gambit. Oh, that's a shame. It's just slightly too big for me. But you've got Q6K though. So there might be a Q4K, which is a bit smaller. I usually use the Q4K for the lightest, you know. I find that's basically the lowest. Oh, hang on, we got our answer. Get valid image text pairs. There's a bug in how mask files are being filtered. Yep. F ends with M, which might miss some cases. Path of detection is a different approach. Interesting. Code returns empty tensors. There's a mismatch in how the mask is created. 1HW, what? Yeah, it should be 13HW. These issues don't exist in the V2. Verify mask finding logic is aligning. It is. Would you like me to implement these changes? Yes, streamline the logic. Yes, to find the... Yeah. It's all the same steps. He just worded it slightly differently this time. So add the logging, fixed mask detection logic, ensure the tensors are correct, and remove unnecessary empty tensors. I don't even know why he put that in. I thought it was some kind of CUDA support thing. Because you would think if he has an empty tensor and he can fill that with a table of numbers, perhaps that could be passed through CUDA faster than decoding images and stuff, encoding and decoding. I don't know. It's technically the same thing though, right? We need more words, man. We need more words to describe the stuff. You can't just be encoding and decoding everything. Well, I suppose you can, but With what? And with what? It's like if you went to a toolbox and you described everything as a twisty thing or a grippy thing. Or a pokey thing. Anyway. Is it coffee time already? It bloody well is. It's a lot. Oh. Coffee time, ladies and gents. Grab yourself a drink. You've got to stay hydrated out here. It's the restart. Close, and we're back. Refresh, reload, and hello everyone. Thank you for sticking around. We're going into the final hour. We're in overtime because on Saturdays I often only do the long shows. Are usually Wednesdays and Sundays. We usually start a little bit early on a Sunday. That'll be tomorrow. 6 o'clock if I can make it. There'll be a ping in the Discord. If I didn't already tell you and you're watching live or you're watching later, don't forget that there is a Discord and the join link is in the description. So stop dooning and join the Discord. Check Spotlight Woman and Q. We're getting images now and Q. Getting a prompt now and Q. Getting an image. Getting a mask. Sorted. That works. Get rid of the debugs. Yep. So put it on 0, put it on incremental, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There it is. Works. So now we can use this if we just want to get an image and a mask that matches, and we've got a workflow to make them as well. So there it is, 2 pieces. So this is obviously going to be the example. I'll put imp up top because it's smaller. That's something else. Oh man, what did I even call them? It's going to go in there, isn't it? Well, there'll be another one. So, Zenkai ControlPrompt, Zenkai IMP. Well, image, mask, prompts, p.text, p, use, wibbly wobblies. Where's the file gone? Imp creator. That's not imp creator. Is it? Or maybe it is. This one hasn't been made yet. So this will be... Ah, jeez. They're in different folders. It's a nightmare. No. No. Where even was the thing I was looking at? That's not it. Oh wait, yeah it is. Okay. DJZ nodes examples, right? So they're all called DJZ node examples, whatever. So probably a good idea to do that. In fact, no. No. Zenkai examples. Image, mask, prompt, control, prompt. Yep. V1. I'll just put a copy in both of them. That solves it. 1, 2. Add, upload. Yes. Come on. There we go. Alright, that is done. So, now I need to commit. I gotta commit, because I haven't actually made the new repo for Zenkai image mask prompt CLI. Zenkai image mask prompt CLI. So this would be, what did I say on the other one? Wouldn't it be nice? Dataset preparation tool. There we go. Dataset preparation tool for Zenkai IMP. MIT and create. Okay. And upload. Source code, please. Imp prep, there it is, with the tins. So kind of loose, it's like a tins draft. It's not like fully formatted, but it works for creating a script, which is interesting. You don't need as much to do that. It doesn't have a UI or anything, you know, so there's less in the stack for the development. It doesn't really need a virtual environment though. We might have to do a little edit on that. In fact, I don't think the other one needs one either. It's kind of a... It'll work though. It's not going to hurt. It's basically like creating a virtual environment with no packages, and then so it's a waste of time. You know, you don't need to do it. You can just run this. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get him to do it, because it'd be more interesting if he can do it, right? So we currently have a VNV being installed and then activated However, we have no... I mean, it's easy to add requirements on CUDA Accelerate if you have this set up, but... So I might just leave it in, but I want to see what he does. He should just remove it. Okay, so I want to see. We have no custom packages or dependency. Yeah, package dependencies. We can remove this to speed up installation use. I'm probably not going to commit this, by the way. It's just for fun, I guess you could say. Go on, slam it. Wait, what? Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. I'm in the wrong... Am I in the wrong folder right now? He's reading the wrong folder. I'm a little bit concerned right now. Hold up. What folder am I in? I'm in DJZ nodes now. So I need to be in a different project to run the prompt I just ran. That was dangerous. Okay. Close folder. I don't want to run that at all. I should have run that in IMP prep. Here we go. Let's try that one again. Trying to remove the VNV from my Comfy UI. This is a good idea. Say, Claude, my Comfy UI VNV is too big. Please remove it and make it still work. $10 later. It works and nobody understands how. Install, run, requirements. He's reading everything. Yeah, there's no requirements, mate. Based on my review, looking at main, virtual environment, which is unnecessary overhead. Run back and checks the virtual environment. Here's my plan. Modify it to keep the Python version check. Remove environment creation, remove activation and dependency, update success message, and remove the run to get rid of the... So he's just going to modify my batch scripts. That's cool. Yeah, do it. It's exactly what he should do. You know, you just take out the references to the activation or creation of the VNV and installation of the requirements, all that. But keep the... I mean, you don't really need... What the hell is install for? Oh, to make sure you actually have Python. Okay, that's fair. Let me have a look at the other repo, because it might be. I could actually use that for both of them. Excuse me. So, looking at my requirements... Oh no, this one uses TQDM, so actually there is a point. It's just... Again, I would just install that to my system. It's not going to break anything. But it gives two examples of both setups. It's not going to hurt. It's good for reference, I think. We've even got a completed JSON in there. Okay. But it is going to want us to update the... Oh, crap, I closed the wrong one. Hey. IMP dataset preparation tool. Cool. Upload files. Upload files. And what we're going to want to do is put it on date modified. Get both of those. And chuck them in. Just make sure that he's actually finished though. Because sometimes you'll be too fast and get half a file. Because he's actually still writing it. So there we go. They work. So we've automated it. And like I said, if you use the workflow to create the thing. So let me show you. Where's the workflow? Yeah, we should probably just polish those a little bit more. So imp creator and control creator. There we go. Right. Now, there was one thing left. We could make this better. So currently this is on imp mode. We need to change that. So it's got to be control creator. So it doesn't mix up your models, you know, in the folders set. There. Okay, we save that and export it, and it will annoyingly come up with an underscore or whatever, but it's fine. Because what I have to do, it's kind of annoying, delete the original, rename that one, and then I can actually just and then I can just upload the workflow and it will just update it, which is nice. So let's see if we can't find it. Hidden away. So which one are we looking at right now? We're looking at control. So obviously I'm going to want to go to the workflow for not image mask but for control prompt. And there's the control creator. Upload. Control creator. Sorry, we can't process. Oh, of course, it's gone, isn't it? So hang on, let me just grab it from here. And that will fix. What? Well, it would have done if the GitHub didn't break. Come on, matey boy. We do it again. It's being stupid. Right. Wait. Happy? Commit. I think I was just going too fast, guys. It happens. DJ needs Z nodes examples. Control prompt, mask prompt. So, okay, we want to be in there though. And then we've got the imp creator workflow. I think that one's okay. I think that one's okay. It was set up to the correct path. So in that regard, it should be fine. So the reason I just set those both is because obviously I'm going to want to reference them, you know. So let's see, examples and creator. So then we open this, get rid of this placeholder file, just clean it up. Yes. So many clicks, everything's so many clicks. So now what we have is we have examples. So we've got two workflows here. One to show how to use it, because with my nodes, and then one to how to convert your video or directory of images into one of these models. Okay. And obviously I'm actually going to do there's going to be a bit of a crazy tutorial spree soon, guys, for the main video, on the main videos. Because we've done so much stuff in the last couple of weeks. It's insane. It's impossible to keep up with. That's why I do it all on live now. So, right. Zenkai imp creator. So if I just go to the imp page. Where's the imp page from? And imp, there it is. Go to the imp page, come down to the thing, and then just say, what is it? Which way round is it? I think it's workflows and, yeah, workflows. It will be save it, get rid of it, open the next one. What the hell? Go back here. What was that? Who's badooing me? Oh no, my internet died. Well, I'm back. Okay, so control prepare, open this up and put that there, and then this of course will have a different link. Where is it? Control prompt? Yes. And here again we have the two things. Save it. Okay, workflows, IMP dataset creation and loading nodes. Ah, control dataset. Control. Okay. Control datasets. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so that's now done. Another thing done. Okay. Now we've got to be fast. So, bit of a switch. But, you know, we've done it. You know, it's tied up. I could write documentation for the nodes and stuff. But they've kind of got their own GitHubs. So I'll probably just link to that. So, yeah, we need to make a new one now. This is going to be... No, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here. It's going to be called Auto Panel. Because I want to improve Auto Panel. It shouldn't take long. Oh, it's not on that. It's on the wrong thing. Tools, auto panel. Come on, mate. Chop, chop. Turn that off. Right. Let's get the URL for auto panel from somewhere. What's this? Would have done this. Public, 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 private, public, private, public. Here we go. Git clone that, please. Good. Cool. README. Double click install. Oh wait, we need to go into the folder. CD auto. And then install. So it's going to go ahead and create a virtual environment. It's just Pillow that it's installing now, so it shouldn't take long. And that looks like a path I'm going to need in a minute. You can now do start layout back to start it. So I will get myself a folder of images as usual. Output, folder, airship cities, illustration. There we go. Let's grab that. Obviously this isn't comic books, but whatever. I will change that to that. That's a path on my actual machine. And it's going to be doing the 2-column preset with fit cover. So we're obviously going to test it. So start. Oh my god, why is it giving me every code on the entire planet? Listen, I'm just trying to do, listen, DIR, it's like auto-filling badly for some reason. Start underscore layout, there you go. It's like, I hit tab and normally it just, you know, fills in just what's there, and then it's like showing me all the system commands. I'm like, bro, calm down. So obviously I didn't actually give it a path. Oh wait, sorry, yeah I did. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Huh? Oh. Okay. I'm an idiot and forgot. I need to edit it here. There we go. That's me being silly. It explains it all in the instructions, you know. So we just need that. There we go. Off it goes. It did 6 for one page. It's done 6 for the next page. Look at it go. It's making pages. Making comic book pages from the images in order. See? Look at the numbers. Yeah? So it's respecting the number system to make them in order. So as long as your images are in order, you know, if you've made them and numbered them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the script will just come along and go. We're going to make this a lot better as well. But as you can see, there were a lot of images in that folder, clearly, right? So if we go now to illustration, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's all basically the same thing, okay? It's just a bunch of outputs where we're messing around with airships and floating cities and stuff. But yeah, so there it is, right? Works. But what I want to do is I want to improve this, okay? So if we go to tools, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if I go to out of here, we're in a different one now. There we go. If I go in here and I say, let's take one of these, yeah? And let's open Photoshop real quick. Now this is going to be a very basic, but it's a template that you can edit, right? Now look guys, we are slowly approaching everything just suddenly being in one piece. It's really funny. Everything's getting closer and closer. It's mad. It's actually mad how crazy everything's getting in that regard. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to throw it in Photoshop. I'm going to get the magic thingy. I'm going to select the white space. Yeah. And then I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to double click that. Make it oi. And then I'm going to turn that off. And then I'm just going to get fill tool black. What do you mean it's hidden? Stop it. There we go, black. Right. Save it. Now I know all I've just done is basically just make it black, but the point is that if I now save this is a template that matches the cells for that. Yeah. So I can say to col layout frame. Okay. Go back, make a thing, say overlay, or let's say frame. Because obviously you can design your own, well, yeah. To col frame, and then we want that to be in a PNG format, so it's not going to let me save it, of course. Yeah, of course, Photoshop, so clever. You have to export as PNG, and then you're in the wrong, completely the wrong place. Auto panel, frame. So this would be layout frame 1. So you can make your own. I'm just trying to show that you can have a transparent template like this, include it, and then we're going to change the logic of the tool so that it puts that on top. The idea being, if you change the path and you have like a company name at the bottom, or I wouldn't do page numbers with it, but you might want to have like a theme, so you might have like, you know, like accents at the tops, or like a style, you know what I mean? You could make it crop inside, take a little bit for like a bevel. I don't know what you might want to do, but the point is having it automated from a, you know, it's just another little piece of the puzzle, isn't it? So like if I'll give you an, I don't want to use, I can go back. So here, like if I go into blending options from here, this might not work because it might be strange. Yeah, it's doing it on the outside. What about the hang on, inner shadow? No. Color gradient. Where's stroke gone? Stroke. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. So for example, if I did it on stroke with a bit of soften, when you actually see it at full scale, it's got this different. Anyway. It's stuff you can do when you've got something. When they don't give it you can't. Like, it's harder because you have to get it perfect pixel lineup and all. I want to make it programmatic so you can choose. It's up to you if you want to make these lines a bit thicker. It's just going to mean that your images get a little bit cropped, but that's fine. Now you've got your own managed bleed area, I guess. Okay, kill that. go back to the product. So what have we got? We've got a frame now, which is just an overlay. Okay, so it's very simple. I want to keep it simple because I know, like, you might want to put like a little Spider-Man in the bottom left corner. I don't know what it is you are going to draw. But we are going to have to modify this so that it actually does it. So at the moment, Comic Panel Composer does not have a final step at the end of creating each page. So that's what we're going to try and implement now. I'll say we can add a new step to the process of automatically laying out. I don't want to say laying out. Automatically sorting images sequentially into a single page layout of comprised of cells in columns defined by the .json, defined by .json. This new step will be done last after all images have been aligned, placed inside the page. This new step will be done last, or wait, will be done as the last step for each page. After all images have been placed inside the page, we can overlay an image using a new option, overlay path to image .png. The is a transparent frame template that can be chosen by the user to be used as the top layer of each page. Okay, I think that might be enough gobbledygook to get me there. I'm going to look at the thing and find out. Cool. There's a lot more I want to do with this as well, so this is pretty basic. Like, what about abstract grids that have diagonals? Do you know what I mean? There's all kinds of stuff that you might want to do. I mean, you can pretend that it's diagonal, by the way, by having a square column layout, but then using a frame, which, you know, that's why I brought this frame out, right? Because obviously you could have the frame overlay, have like slanted edges and stuff, be all artistic with the angles, but it doesn't actually affect the images that are being put in the page, because it's kind of like an acrylic layer that's going over the top with the cutouts, and then your images are in a grid underneath that. Okay, let's just make sure he's not trying to use tensors again, right? Add a new optional argument, overlay. After all images have been placed on a page, but before saving, check if an overlay path was provided. If yes, overlay the image, composite the overlay, and save the image. Dude. Oh man, I don't like the term cakewalk because it might not work, but it usually does. That's the surprising thing about all this. It's surprisingly reliable. Yeah. And the thing is, once you have Python code that works, it works. There's no, oh, but it was made with AI. That's irrelevant. It works, you know? I mean, you could talk about efficiency and writing it better, but what was your budget? Was your budget 0? Well, don't worry about it then. It works. And to be honest, I've probably, even myself, I've learned a lot by being exposed to code that I would never have written. Just seeing it being written and understanding it, just being able to, if you're able to read it, you're probably actually going to get like a hyper-speed crash course in coding, because you'll be like, he's doing what? What the hell? And it rubs off. Before you know it, you are actually improving as a coder. But it's more like somebody who can speak Japanese from watching anime, so I wouldn't go like, I wouldn't go shouting about it too much yet. Okay. So there it is, running the thing. Airship cities, preset, cover, overlay. Ta-da! Alright, so let's try it out. Obviously there's a timestamp on it because I hate colliding and having the same thing. So it's going to make me a new folder. And hopefully they should all be a black overlay now. Yeah! And obviously that black overlay could have been anything. You know what I mean? You go in Photoshop, go crazy. You know, so what I'm saying is you could have much thicker lines and you could have like styling and there could be more artistic merit in it. So it's like you don't have to have the, you know, if you go, oh, I'm always going to lose a bit, it gives you an opportunity to be more artistic with the frame and the layout. So it doesn't have to be like, you know, everything's a perfect square. You know, it might be shorter at the top and shorter at the bottom, but you're just cropping with a black bar basically. And then, you know, like the middle here, if you make a line that goes diagonally down from the middle to like here, and then you do another line from there to there, you'll have like this diagonal line, and then it's not, do you know what I mean? It's not just a square, it'll look like a trapezium. I'm just saying, like, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to get the thing to fit into the... It's just a grid, and then they crop it, guys. And then it's like you're going to make your image knowing that the edges are going to be covered, or... It's a design choice you have to take. So as you can see, it's done the whole thing. So now I can push that update. I'm happy with that. Yeah, we don't need you to do that, mate. I already did it. Alright. So that can be pushed. And that's another thing. See, there's more stuff I want to do with this comic panel layout stuff, but the next step for this is actually, haha, you know it, guys, speech bubbles. So remember, each of these images was generated from a prompt. The agent knows what the lines are. So that means I can create a comic data. You know, I'm creating all these different data sets right now. You know what the next one is, don't you? The comic data set. What is the comic data set? It's an image that's going to be a cell. We use this system to lay them out. Every image has a text file attached to it. If there's speech, it's in the text file. And we use some script to overlay a speech bubble with a consistent font to a percentage of the cell size in a corner that we want. You know, we can pre-program it. We can programmatically automate all of that. And if there's no, yeah, you could have different styles, Fernicar. You can have different styles. You know how I've got text files, right? So it's possible, like when you say basic, you can have a text file which contains what the speech is, okay? But I could then go upgrade it and say, well, when you read the speech bubble that you found, if it says narrator or inner monologue or speech, render it with a different template. So different font, different speech bubble, different text size, different alignment in the cell. So it doesn't need to know, because we do, and we'll tag it, and then we'll build a Python to make it. See, the reason I'm saying this is because think about it, right? The big problem everyone has always had with this is, how do you get the speech bubble to be in the right cell? Yeah? But we've solved for that, because each image goes in a cell, and if we had a comic book data set, it would be paired with a text file that informs when it's making this cell, just like how just now I said at the end of every page, put this layer on top. I could say at the end of making every cell, put this speech bubble layer on top if there's a text file that contains speech. Okay? How will it know it's in a monologue or not? One, the bubble has no arrow. Okay, right, folks. So regarding arrows and bubbles, okay? Hang on. Let me just so arrows on bubbles. Okay. Arrows on bubbles. So what would happen is, if you were lucky, you'd have some kind of rounded box. A rounded box. No, where have they hidden all my shapes? A rounded box. Where's all my tools? Why is it over on the other screen, Photoshop? Why can't I move it? Can we put this in the app, please? Stupid over there. Right. Normally there'd be a thing about rounded corners. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. No. Wait, yeah, it's that one. Right. So if I just draw that, and it makes me a thing, okay? So it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Whoops. It doesn't matter, okay? Now, if I was to get this tool, when we're being very basic right here. So let me just rasterize this bad boy. Okay. So if we were to get a thing, say I want this guy to say something. And somehow I've got a red outline that I should have deleted. I'm just saying, like, what you're going to end up doing is you can just put it in yourself if you really care about the arrow. What I would do is I would use a different type of font and stuff, and I would just be cleverer about the framing so you can clearly tell this person is talking right now because their mouth is open and they're looking, you know. With the pen tablet, it could have had the arrow in no time. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Adding arrows to shape is actually quite easy, but the problem is the time, yeah? It takes time to be like, oh, I need to put it in this one for this one. And then, oh, look up this and find out if anyone's saying anything. No, they're not. Okay, what about the next one? Does it say? So it's the time. It's the time of you sitting there and going, So if we can automate it, it comes in consistent, coherent, and all that. Now, if it turns out you want to make it look cool, obviously, it's a lot less time to just edit some speech bubbles that are already there than it is to create them from scratch from notes. You know what I mean? It's already put them there. So, like, you could replace them if you want. And you have a version where they're not there, too. That's a point. I should probably do it so it saves both versions. So you've got... Yeah, that's a good idea. After the bubble's already placed in a new layer. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Because, like I said, it's just simple. It's just either a white bubble or a black bubble, usually. So you don't have to, there's no real blending. You just sort of pick. You could probably even have like a high quality triangle that you just rotate and drag into the right spot. Do you see what I mean? Because it blends the color. Anyway, I think I'd probably... But yeah, I'm not too bothered about that. I'm trying to, because the thing is, we could even polish it to the point where programmatically it chooses which version of the bubble to have the arrow in the right place. You could do that. I'm not going to do that, but you could do that. See, there's also a bit of a trick. Let me get my billion research tool. Give me a sec. So yeah, I don't know. I need to get that cable for my screen. Okay, guys, it's coming. It's on the way. But for now, we're just going to use a marker pen. So, okay, so let's say we have 4 screens. We have 4 cells here. And let's say I need the speech bubble to be here in this one. But in this one, I need the speech bubble to be here. But in this speech bubble, in this one, I need it to be down here. And in this one, I need it to be down here. Okay? And those are the main places you could put speech bubbles. There's no other, there's only 4 corners. Okay? So obviously this one is top right. This one is top left, this one is bottom left, and this one is bottom right. Yeah? So obviously, you know, we've got a grid thing going on. Okay? So that tells me that most likely the person is going to be here, 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 or potentially, you know, bigger and you know, potentially bigger and like being, well, not necessarily being cut off, but you know what I mean, potentially, you know, closer, like a close-up, right? Or like maybe he's full frame, you know. But otherwise, why are you putting it there? There must be some feature here, right? Feature here. There's something going on there. There's something going on here. Otherwise, why would you put it there? Do you know what I mean? And so that means, logically, it's not going to be underneath. It's not going to be underneath. It's not going to be on top. Not going to be on top. The person's going to be... So, what does that mean? If I am to pick... So, listen, I'm just talking about code here, right? So, if I am to pick this corner as where I want it to be pinned. So, you know, alignment, bottom left. Alignment, bottom right. Alignment, top left. Alignment, top right. Clearly, the natural place to put the speech bubble is bottom corner. Top corner. Or, you know, because the thing is, otherwise, why is it there? And the funny thing is, you know, something? There is a reason I'm doing it like this, just in case you disagree with my crazy, my crazy conclusion. If you disagree with it, that's fine, because there's actually a reason why I've highlighted this. This can be flipped. It's the same image. You just look. It's the same. The bubble is the same. It's in the same place. So there's a reason why I've set it up like this. So, like, you can have a speech bubble which mounts in that corner and has an arrow in that corner, and then when you set it to be this, it will always point at the guy because he's going to be there. I appreciate there's probably an exception that breaks this rule, because there's always, like, creative framing. But what if there are two or more in an image talking? Well, you wouldn't even use... Okay, so if it was a comic, you'd have person 1, person 2, person 1, person 2, person 3. So you wouldn't typically have like... you wouldn't typically have... Oh my god, whiteout. You wouldn't typically have like... Where is it? Person talking. Person talking. Speech bubble. Speech bubble. That's just bad design. Because you're cutting off the person. You know, there's no room on it anywhere to put it. So typically what would happen is you would have a scene, and you would have person 1 with his speech bubble down here. And then maybe just to be like artistic, you'd have person 2 with his speech bubble up here. You know what I mean? Because it's only, you know what I mean? It's pragmatic. It's not supposed to be. Do you know something? Saying about this, I wanna find something real quick. Where is he? Is it Kento Miura? Miura speech bubbles. Man, this guy is the best. It's just silly. Look at that. That's how it's done. Man. Look, I'm kind of confused about the speech bubbles. Okay. You got any... Look. So what? I was listening. Look, the bubble on the left, arrow on the right. Bubble on the left, arrow on the right. If you draw it right, it doesn't need to be, like... Do you know what I mean? Because that's the whole point. You figure it out as the reader. Well, that's my opinion anyway. It's just an opinion. But look, see this? He paints a scene, and there's no faces. They don't even have faces. and they're having a crazy philosophical, you know, otherworldly old gods discussion, right? Obviously it's Berserk, yeah, obviously it's Berserk. But look, there you go, look. Don't worry about it. And look, the bubble even comes out of the panel. This guy's a legend, okay? I know you all know that Miura is a legend, okay? I don't need to tell you. That's like How to Suck Eggs Volume 2. But what I'm saying is, look, there is a little more effort. Look, the bubble is actually slightly behind Guts' head, and it pokes out of the cell. It doesn't take much, but that's an artistic choice, which a lot of people wouldn't spend the time over. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I might, you know, I think probably a lot of people would agree with that, but what's this? Bubbles like this? This is... Wait, hang on. What the heck? Hang on, I need to screen this. I need to screen this. You can never be too sure with these guys. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it's fine. It was a subject change. So look, he's like this. He's this... The guy said, I find these easier to read. And to me, this is hard to read. I'm like, who's talking in what order? Are they all talking at once? I mean, the cat is talking, I think. Berserk gave me PTSD, says Christopher. Fernicar says he passed away. The team continues the manga. True. So I find this... I think this is more artistic. Look, can you even see there's something subtle in here too? Facing, slightly off. Look, the text is 3D rotated away to show that they are at odds right now. These two characters, they're not on the same vibe. Yeah? So he says, or something. Well, no, sorry, even reads from right to left. Sorry, guys, it's from right to left because it's manga. So, for instance, what are called gods or something. But you see how it starts off? It's angled away, like a 3D rotate, because he's facing away. I just think it's this little, that's what I'm talking about. That's the pinch, you know what I mean? That's the little bit. Because look, I can automate blah, 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 but they'll look like crap compared to this. Because look at how good it is. It's got a flow. There's an artistic design here that goes beyond, like the artist intent is to make you feel the scene. And look, I know some people say it's just a cartoon, but if you are into art, then you probably see things, you know. I was listening, so what? Excellent. And again, is this even a square cell? Look, it's like weird shaped and curvy. Like he drew it, like it's, because he drew it by hand. It's drawn by hand, so there's no straight edges. Yeah? These are the little things. Little nuances. The minutiae is what I call it. Do we have any more? I think we've covered that. But I think that was a good little aside. How are we doing over here? So code changes. It worked. Did we update it? I need to make sure I've actually updated the repo because I know I go off trying to explain things. Nope, it has not been updated. So that's time to commit. Another commit. Another day, another commit. What? Auto panel CLI. Oh boy. I'll just upload the whole thing. Frame. Presets. Yeah. Okay, and I'll obviously make a bunch more frames too, but my new focus now is to use the speech, you know, the speech agent that we got that makes scripts. The plan is now to get the scripts involved so we can output a script with an agent and then use that script to determine which images need speech bubbles, or just when you create the prompt, pair it with the speech. So then, you know, you make the image, it's already got the speech attached to it, that gets put over the top in the paneling phase. Do it all with Python. So that's where we're at, but that'll be a version 2. I'm going to leave this one so you can do your own speech bubbles manually. I mean, it's automated everything else, so you know, maybe you want to put them in manually. I would. Look at the artistic look. There's so much artistic opportunity just in putting the speech bubbles in. And I was reading an article today. They're going to allow AI copyright soon. They're still umming and ahhing over it, but they're starting to realize that all that Hollywood stuff they're doing needs protection. And so guess what? We're going to get protection, guys, because Hollywood wants to do like de-aging and face swapping and upscaling with AI. And if they don't allow it to be protected, think about it. The big cinema lobby groups are pushing Copyright Office to update. And I've already seen movements. I put a thing up about this. We do have a thing called AI signals feed, which is like a constant feed of just news. All right, so look at this. Claude Learning. This is crazy. Claude Learning, yeah? Learning mode puts thinking before the answers. So Claude responds not with answers, but Socratic questioning. How would you approach this problem? What evidence supports your conclusion? So they've put the AI into teacher mode in a crazy way. So that's one story that jumped out this last couple of days. And then also the one I was wanting to talk about, this one here, which is Generative AI and Copyrightability, report from the US Copyright Office. This is April 4th. If we scroll down, it actually says, do laws need to be changed? And they're like, no, because it's actually look, it is, in ways, it is protected. Copyright law adapted to new technology, case by case, as to whether AI-generated outputs reflect sufficient human contribution to warrant copyright protection. As described above, in many circumstances, copyrights will be copyrightable in whole or in part, where AI is used as a tool and where a human has been able to determine the expressive elements they contain. Aha! Keeping humans in the loop was the right move. There's another whole thing here as well, look. Works created by human arranging or modifying of GAI-generated content are copyrightable. This is now. This is now, not soon. This is now. Humans may select or arrange AI material in a sufficiently creative way that the resulting work as whole constitutes an original work of authorship. They may also modify material originally generated by AI to such a degree that the modifications meet the standard for copyright protection. It's coming. So don't even trip. It's happening. It's happening. And to the dismay of the haters, you know, it's basically over Anakin. We have the high ground. We've just got to keep going. Paid to copyright. Well, actually, copyright isn't for you. It's for the publisher that paid your contract. See, if the publisher can't get protection, they won't pay you. Because, let's be honest now, writers get paid by publishers who print books that get bought by customers. So you've got to look at the economics, the business side of it. Artists are only ever protected because there's money. And there's money because the big company is able to make even more. So yes, it is pay to win. That's capitalism. You know what I mean? Like if you're a big publisher, you get to pick a writer, advertise his work, and then he makes some money maybe. Look, I'm not pro copyright because I have seen many ways in which it doesn't protect the artist and it only protects the company. But then you have to appreciate, if you're an artist, it's a company that's going to pay you. So, you know, your whole goal is, well, not your whole goal, but part of the goal is getting paid for your labor. If you can't get paid for your labor, you know, and the thing is that companies are less hesitant to pay if they don't feel they're protected. So yes, the copyright was never there for you. It was always there for the people that could potentially buy the rights from you. It makes sense, really, doesn't it? Like, how are you going to get royalties if nobody bought your stuff? So Anyway, so this doesn't just apply to writing, this applies to images, videos, and everything. So it says, what's it say here? Office provides an example, a line drawing used as an input along with a prompt to produce fully rendered image. So they're talking about ControlNet Canny there, guys. Canny text to image. The Office granted copyright to this. Look. Simple. This isn't theory. This is proof. Yeah? This is the example given by them on generative AI. So somebody used a line drawing, canny prompt, produced a full image, and they granted registration to this work. But they split the difference by limiting it to unaltered human pictorial authorship that is clearly perceptible, i.e. the degree to which the original line drawing is apparent in the finished output. So if your line drawing actually looks like what it generated, you could copyright it based on it being a derivative work of your line drawing. So you're not really copyrighting, it is copyrighting the AI, but only under the proviso that it was based on something a human created in the first place. Guys, we do image to image. There's loads of control nets. Or if all you have to do is prove, you know, that unaltered human pictorial authorship that is clearly perceptible. That's the wording. They compared copyrightability to a derivative work where protection is limited to the material added by the later author. Because remember, you can get somebody else's work, draw a mustache on it, and copyright the mustache as derivative. You know? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've done loads of work over the years where I got no credit. Yeah? Now, I gave away credit, but I got paid. You know, it's a negotiation. Everything's a negotiation. But yeah. Alright, so where are we at? Let's do a little recap, because I think we just like dived into a side quest and had no time for comfy recovery again. Have we actually updated that repo? I need to make sure, because I keep getting distracted. Here. Auto panel CLI updated. Good. Right, I can move on to version 2. We did that, we did that, we did that, we did that, we didn't do this. So that means tomorrow we're going to be throwing our new node into Vase. So, do I have Vase here? Vase, please. Got a Vase, got a Vase. WAN. Relay. No. Llama, no. No, no. No. Oh, God. Well, we're out of time anyway. I'm going to see you all tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'm starting early, so be there or be square. And for everybody that shows up late at the normal time, I'll give you a wave. So thank you so much for joining me on this Saturday evening. We're going to continue where we left off tomorrow, but now we've got this control stuff, we're going to be actually generating cool videos. So there we go. See you next time, guys.